This yacht is the latest and largest yacht ever built by Fedship. Not only that, but she's the largest superyacht ever to come out of the Netherlands. That's quite a milestone when you consider how many yachts come out of that country each year. The yacht, currently known only by a project name, Project 821, was launched on Saturday the 4th of May 2024 after 5 years in the making at the Fedship's Amsterdam shipyard. This yacht was ordered by a very high profile, well-known billionaire. We made a video about the owner recently, which you can watch by clicking on the link in the description or at the end of the video to find out who he is and what unusual plans he has for this yacht. Now, Fedship claim the yachting world was forever changed by the launch of this yacht. So why do they make that claim? Well, it's because it's the world's first hydrogen fuel cell superyacht. Now, other yachts have been built in the past that can use hydrogen for propulsion, but they do so by carrying methanol and converting this to hydrogen on board. Now, this is probably an easier method, as methanol is widely available at ports around the world. Anyway, let's talk about why this yacht is changing the superyacht world forever, as Fedship claim, and look at the ways the yacht can create power. Well, first and foremost is the hydrogen fuel cell. So we'll come back to that in a minute. The second way is using something called HVO, or hydro-treated vegetable oil. Now, HVO is a biofuel made by hydrocracking or hydrogenation of vegetable oil. Now, these methods can be used to create a substitute for diesel, which is 90% cleaner, the fossil fuel equivalent. Another type is methanol. This is easier to store than hydrogen, which is a liquid fuel that can be stored in ambient conditions, unlike hydrogen, which needs to be stored at freezing conditions. But let's talk about the major first in the superyacht industry with the hydrogen fuel cell. This is a combustion-free way to generate electricity, which has only pure water coming out of the exhaust. But this doesn't come easy, and there are massive headaches to overcome to be able to use this type of fuel. And one of the biggest hurdles was developing a way to store compressed liquid hydrogen below deck. And this is not as easy as regular fuel by any means. Liquid hydrogen has to be stored at minus 253 degrees Celsius, which is minus 423 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is on board a luxury yacht. But safely storing the hydrogen on a vessel requires a double-walled cryogenic storage tank, which is a large, very well insulated cooling box in a dedicated room. Now, it takes 8 to 10 times more space to store the hydrogen than the energy equivalent in diesel fuel. Now, in total, the cryogenic fuel tank holds 92 cubic meters, some 4 tons of hydrogen on Project 821 in 16 compact fuel cells. Now, importantly, the fuel cells developed for Project 821 can also use easier to store methanol, as I mentioned, a liquid fuel stored in ambient conditions. Now, the way that works is steam reforms methanol into hydrogen before the electrochemical reaction in the fuel cell. Now, this is not as green as pure hydrogen, but it's still vastly less polluting than diesel. Now, even a yacht the size of Project 821 cannot carry enough liquid hydrogen to power, say, a crossing, but Fedship says they can impact the yacht's carbon footprint where it is largest by generating electricity to serve the hotel load. According to the Yacht Environmental Transparency Index, or YETI, 70 to 78% of a yacht's total energy per year is to supply its hotel load, with heating and air conditioning making the largest demands. Supplying the electrical power via non-polluting hydrogen fuel cells has a significant impact on pollution. So let's talk a little bit about the yacht specs. It's almost 119 meters in length. It's 19 meters or 62 feet wide, or that's the beam of the yacht. Project 821 is the largest motor yacht ever launched in the Netherlands, as I mentioned, just edging out the recently delivered 118 meter, 387 foot motor yacht launch pad, which was purchased by Mark Zuckerberg. Now, we broke the story of Zuckerberg buying the yacht here on this channel. Our Project 821 is 118.8 meters in length, which is 389.7 feet. Now, despite the fact that the two yachts have almost identical length, Project 821 has 30% more volume. This is why I always say that we measure yachts by volume, not by length. So we'll talk a little bit about some of the features of the yacht. It has a full owner's deck above the bridge, and it's essentially an apartment with 2 bedrooms, twin bathrooms and dressing rooms, a gym, 2 offices, each with a fireplace, and a living room and a forward jacuzzi. And this is just for the owners. Now, you might be thinking, why do you need a private owner's deck on a private yacht? Well, generally they have lots of guests on board, and this way they can retire to the owner's deck and they have that extra privacy that, you know, where everybody else is using all the other facilities on board and they're just using their own extra private area. Now, Jamie Emerson, who's the chief executive of Emerson Yachts, who were involved in the project on behalf of the owner, he spoke about the experience. He said the brief was to build the greenest and most environmentally advanced yacht ever built without compromise. The yacht we see today, designed by British company RWD and built by Fedship, is without doubt the best yacht ever built. I'm proud to have been involved since the inception of this idea. Now, did I mention the yacht is for sale? Well, maybe not in this video, but we did make another video. The yacht is for sale, even though the yacht is still being finished. It's not even been delivered to the person who ordered it. Now, we actually broke the news that this yacht was up for sale even before the yacht was launched and before anybody knew who owns the yacht. Now, if you want to know who the owner is, we already made a video about the yacht's owner and the reason why he may be selling. Not only this yacht, but the brand new support vessel that he ordered with it is also up for sale. I'll put links in all the normal places if you want to see that video. The yacht is for sale with Emerson, and it's so super exclusive, it's not even listed on their website. Okay, so you may be thinking, where are they going to refuel a yacht with hydrogen? And it is a good question. There are not many places at all you can currently get hydrogen, compressed liquid hydrogen fuel. But methanol is offered in many ports around the world, and this can be converted into hydrogen on board the yacht, as I mentioned earlier. Now, in the comments, you will get people verbally bending themselves into pretzels to say that the yacht is not a green yacht. Ultimately, some of them will say the only way to be green is to not build a yacht at all. But in the real world, people want these vessels, so we need to find a way to make them as green as possible. Now, another comment that will no doubt come up in the comment section will be this: hydrogen is not green as it's made with fossil fuels. And yes, nearly all hydrogen which is already used heavily in industry is produced using fossil fuels. In fact, about 6% of global natural gas and 2% of coal currently goes to hydrogen production. But hydrogen can also be produced without fossil fuels using renewable energy to split water in a process called electrolysis. This process is expensive, however, and currently just 0.1% of hydrogen is made using it. But green hydrogen can be really emission-free on a full life cycle basis, says Marie Hubertova, a shipping emissions expert at the Environmental Defence Fund. That means from the point of where the fuel is extracted or produced until the point of combustion. Now, remember, this ship will be around for many years to come, so although there are not many places where you can get hydrogen, never mind green hydrogen, those places will come in the future, and this is one yacht that will be ready for it. Now, fuel producers need to see some legitimate demand for green hydrogen in order to invest into its production. It's a sort of chicken and egg problem, or another way to look at it, it's a case of build it and they will come.